And Formula One is sprinting to turn number one. George Russell with not the fastest launch off the line. Max Verstappen goes defensive, didn't really need to. And he maintains the lead into turn number one. Lando Norris trying to pinch ahead of all of them. Lando Norris will get up to second place if he can go wheel to wheel and beat George Russell to the apex. How brave is he feeling? There's the answer. Lando Norris on the attack and he's up to second. Max Verstappen leads. George Russell is down to third, and then the Ferraris are scrapping with Charles Leclerc down a place. Sainz maintaining fifth. And there's cars all over the road there as we see the Ferraris try to put pressure on George Russell. Verstappen got the launch that he needed.
What a brilliant start, though, from Lando Norris. Just aggressive on the start, making up for that small mistake in qualifying right off the bat as we see a big defensive move now from the Haas, under pressure from the V-car.
And that's Yuki Tsunoda getting racy. The Haas is off the road. And they apply the power now, going up through the gears. Lewis Hamilton gained a place. Kevin Magnussen went up a place. Hulkenberg got a poor getaway. He's down to ninth and out of the points as we see the Ferrari planning a late lunge, a later lunge still, and that is a fine way to take the pass if he can keep it on the road. George Russell has just enough momentum, but Charles Leclerc doesn't want to give it up. And this is the joy of these corners because they can go side by side, corner after corner, with Russell hanging on to third position just at the moment. George Russell did not get the best reaction, but there was a defensive move there from Max Verstappen. Watch the papaya McLaren of Lando Norris.
Yeah, inside of a three-wide situation there with the Ferraris, but Russell just very slow off the corner. Sainz on the outside along or behind him was just balked. He had very good momentum, probably could have gotten around Leclerc right then and there had it not been for the Mercedes just getting a slow launch off of the corner in turn one. It wasn't an aggressive move from Norris by any stretch. If anything, Leclerc was pushing his teammate out a bit. It made it nice and easy, gave him lots of room, held it on the outside there of turn two, and then it was advantage Lando into the S's section.
Late lunge and position change for Carlos Sainz. We're getting so much entertainment today, but it doesn't stick. Charles Leclerc retakes the place, back up to fourth. Now let's go on board with Sergio Perez, and this is going to be on lap number 2. That was so close between Sergio Perez and contact. We did see last year, Hinch, that when it got to the end of the season, it got more and more aggressive, and it's happening again. Sainz and Leclerc putting on a show. Sainz got to the apex first, but again the up and under works for Charles Leclerc. Look at George Russell. He had set the first, and once again, Sainz finds himself trying to be slow on the apex, trying to force his teammate off the road. Is that the moment for Carlos Sainz to get through? They will increase their speed, and this time Sainz will get ahead. Carlos Sainz is up to fourth. It's a new front wing on the McLaren, and it's getting close once again. There's no chance to go the long way round there because you'll be elbowed off the road. George Russell knows it. He will be shown off the road as predicted, and he's having to wait. He's putting the pressure on Lando Norris in an enormous way, and that's what happens if you follow at speed. Fernando Alonso having to get out of it, racing Liam Lawson into turn 12, but able to make the pass.
Man, the Alpha Tauri is such an idiot.
Welcome to Formula One, Liam Lawson.
Oh, it'll cost him another spot there to the Alpine. That's Esteban Ocon that got around both of them eventually. That's just it. You've got to be so clever. There. That's how he gets around Lawson as well. Nice little exchange in that section for Esteban Ocon. As we see the Ferrari making a deep lunge into 15.
Once again, Carlos Sainz is able to release the brake in a way at turn 15 that gives himself a chance to power through. Can Norris get the gap down under a second?
Front left is toast.
Told you he's complaining about the front left. One Ferrari got by a lap ago. There's the second one. Charles Leclerc takes fourth place. This was one Ferrari getting past George Russell at turn 15. Russell trying to hang on to it. This one was Sainz.
Awesome move. Let's go.
And then one lap later, the second Ferrari able to do exactly the same thing.
Red Bull on V-carb.
And it's Perez to the inside of Yuki Tsunoda, able to force his way by. Tsunoda trying to come back. These two scrapping on track, scrapping off track. We still don't know who's going to be in what car, and turn 15 again is providing the action. And then it's jump on the power. Who's got the traction? Perez is going to take the place. Tsunoda wants to keep his foot in, but he's close to the Mexican driver ahead. Very close if you consider the speed that they're going at through turn 19. Verstappen has checked out, but is there an opportunity for Sainz there? Thought about it, but he's conjured the lock-up from Lando Norris, and he's opened the door for Carlos Sainz to climb to second place on the final lap of the sprint. These could be defining corners. He's got to hug that inside line, and he knew what was coming, and Charles Leclerc had to basically park up in taking avoiding action.
This was just Carlos catching Lando out. He just made him look in his mirror late in the brake zone. He faded to the left without really enough momentum to make the move, but Lando just lost attention a little bit, and then there was this moment here in the 15.
Moving and the braking.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm going to respectfully disagree. I think he stayed exactly on line. He stayed where he needed to.
These have been strange days for Max Verstappen. He's been in damage limitation mode for so much this season. Say goodbye to that and say hello to him returning to the front of the field. Max Verstappen wins another sprint race in Formula One. Carlos Sainz took second place on the last lap, and Lando Norris held on to third.
Great job, Max. Nice last lap, well controlled. Focus on tomorrow.
Yeah, good effort, guys. That was much better. Good race.
Well done, Max. Very controlled race. Well done, mate.
And a triumph for Max Verstappen after waiting a long time for it. Back on top, P1 for Max, sweeping all of the sprint races so far this year in Formula One and enlarging his championship lead by 2 points over Lando Norris. Carlos Sainz a fine fighting second. Norris completing the top three